just naturally. But once I started healing, it was like, you know what, it's time for me to let this go. I'm sorry, you guys.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I know. I do coach on combat sports, especially MMA, boxing. It's both. This is what I see with both women bodybuilding and women combat sports. Y'all still get that same prejudice because we're doing a sport that's considered very masculine, very manly. And like I said, you're boxing in the ring, you're going toe to toe. I wouldn't want to fight you. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to test I'm from the country. I wrestle. I don't do no hands. I wrestle. But yeah, it's tough, And then your children, they're the most important part of your life. And I said again, it's good that they stand behind you and support you. Here we got here from my man Russ G says, surround yourself with positivity. Thank you. Also, he's talking about your dog. Says, damn, that is a horse.
Yes.
Also, this is for me. Shout out to my man Chaos. Thank you for acknowledging that you got women haters because it's always focused on the guys. Yes, guys are weird, no doubt, but there are women that hates as well. Yeah, I know that women hate, but most time, it's like it's anybody is a hater. It's an equal opportunity hating. But you know what? Never stand what you go through. No one can walk a mile in your shoes. Now, when you're working out, what's your regimen like? What's your favorite workout? And what's the workout you're saying? Damn, I don't want to do that.
Well, the one I'm like, damn, is back. And I think it's just because I had to do it, or I chose to do it so frequently throughout the past couple of years. It's just like, holy smokes. So back is like one of those days where I'm like, dang it. But I love working legs. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite. And then, I get up at 4:15 and do some fasted cardio in the mornings. It's like a love-hate thing. It's not that I'm like, well, sometimes I'm like, okay, it's time to go and, I'm ready to rock. But sometimes I'm just like trying to wake up and get there. But after I'm finished with that, I feel so amazing. And it's a great, and, to be able, thank you God for waking me up and me to be able to move my body and get up and move in quite so early and just rock out the rest of the day. I love being able to just get up early, get my fasted cardio in, and rock out my day. Get ready for work, rock out nursing life, pour into and love on my patients, and then in the evenings when I lift and finish up my cardio. But back is my least favorite, legs is my favorite.
I'm gonna say this right this to you, Samantha. You're a mutant when you say you like leg day. You're a mutant.
Love
I
leg.
don't. I have maybe had on here maybe 4 or 5 women since I've been doing this. They say they love leg day. I even had one lady. She's a Bulgarian bodybuilder. She's turned pro a few years ago, and she said that she loves doing Bulgarian split squats. I say,
Man, that's madness. That's good stuff, though. Shoot, that's good
yeah.
stuff.
So you've been a nurse. How long you been a nurse, and what is your department that you work in?
So I've been a nurse since 2012. It was my second career. So got out of the military. I was in dental hygiene. I was both dental hygienist and nurse for a while. Let dental hygiene go. I work in dialysis inside the hospital. So we're called an acute dialysis nurse. So we deal hemodialysis, peritoneal dialysis, continual renal replacement therapy. So that's like when they're on dialysis 24 hours a day for X amount of time. I love being able to, because some of the times, even though we're in the hospital, we get to see the same patients. We build this rapport. And one of my patients, it was actually yesterday, and it touched in a difference, But he came in, he was like, "Oh, Samantha," he's like, "I was thinking about you, last night." And I was like, "Yes, sir." And he's like, "Well, I just was thinking about how that you really care. You really care about me." And I said, "Absolutely. Like, of course I care." Because I really, and I love that they see that and they feel that, because I do. I genuinely care about them, and I think about them too, like, just like they're my people. To me, when you step into my unit, you're my people. Like, I'm gonna treat you just like I would my daddy. You know, if you were my daddy sitting there, you're gonna get the best care ever. And that's the way I see every single patient that comes in. I just want to love on them. They feel like crap. They're trying to get better, and so I'm trying to, you know, kind of connect with them and try to get them better, mentally, emotionally, physically. You know, get them where they need to be better and get back home. You know.
Yeah, it's good that what you're doing is good, because I can understand. Because like I said, I took care of my mom for a long time, and stuff that she went through. It had help, had CNA, had help, and what you are providing a service to people that, especially dialysis, because I'm pre-diabetic. My mother was diabetic. Other family are diabetic. That's usually why you get on dialysis, because your kidneys are, and you need it to help you live. And my mom was in, we've been lucky enough not to happen to that, but thank you again for your service. Here we got a comment from my man KL. Shout out to KL the Wonder. He says, "I like your back, Samantha. Don't let me get a picture of you." Yeah. Also, this is from Joseph George. Nice last name. He says, "Samantha, you are the total package. Also, appreciate your service. Thank you again." Also, this from my man Russ G. He says, "Thank you for your service." And also,
Thank him because
this is
he's a vet too.
yeah, he's vet too. Yeah, I remember we did an interview. He mentioned that he was in the Navy. Also, this is from my man K. Are you figure or are you physique? Well, he missed the interview earlier. You
Um, go ahead.
you were figure for a good bit. You started bikini, switched to figure, did physique, but on your pro card in women's bodybuilding.
Yes.
What was that plan? Because like I said, was that a plan, or you just feel like, let me just take a shot?
Let me tell you how God works because it's crazy. Because I went to the competition. I was signed up for figure and physique to compete in both divisions. And then, we were there, and they were like, because you have to meet certain criteria to offer a IFBB Pro card, the event. And so they needed bodies. They needed people competitors to step up and do bodybuilding. And at first, I'll tell you guys, like 100%, I heard the news, like, hey, would you be open to doing this? Immediately shut it down. Like I did, because I'm like, I don't know the poses, I don't feel like I'm big enough, all those things that run through your mind, right? So I went to my hotel room and kind of chilled out for a minute, and I just like something just kept poking me, just go get more information. So I did. I went over and spoke to the people, and they were like, I said, how many bodies you need? They said, one. You need one. And I was like, so I would make. They're like, yeah. And I was like, well, I don't know the poses. So they literally quickly went over, okay, this is the difference between this one and that one, and this is what we do. And I was like, okay, roger that. Let me hit them, and you critique them a little bit, and I'll go back to my room and work on them. So I committed to it. I was like, okay, whatever happens, happens. I'm good. Like, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to wing it. I'm going to try my best. I went up there, and I just rocked it out. Like, I feel good about my performance. I do need to work on posing for sure, and especially if I'm going to get more mass and actually compete IFBB Pro bodybuilding. But I was pleased, and it was just a great opportunity because, first in physique as well. But when I competed against the other competitor for my pro card, she won over me. So just being able to, and I still got my pro card as far as with the bodybuilding. So had I not took that risk, had I not, had the opportunity from muscle contact, I wouldn't be sitting here right now as IFBB Pro. So I'm thankful for that opportunity, and I'm thankful I took a risk, because that's what it was.
Yeah, that thing is, especially if you want to get to that next level, get to IFBB Pro, it's about taking a risk. I know one thing is the cost of, because you were doing 3 divisions, the cost of the entry fee for each of those. You have to learn a new pose especially for, because you're doing women's bodybuilding, because they have, 7 poses compared to physique where it's 5. Because y'all don't do, see, one thing is you're not supposed to do the front or rear lat spread in physique. I've seen physique competitors do it. You ain't supposed to do it. I know a friend of mine, she tells me this. You ain't supposed to do that. That's the difference between physique, women's bodybuilding, and other divisions.
Yeah.
And I think with the amateurs, it's so easy for crossover because I've interviewed some ladies. As you know, the nationals are coming up this weekend. I mean, one lady, after she got her pro card, she earned it in both. She earned a pro card in figure, but she was doing wellness. I know a young lady who also earned a pro card in physique, but she was doing women's bodybuilding. You know, it just seemed like it's just an easy transition in the amateurs compared to when you become a pro.
Right. And it's just, I really feel like my physique, the way it looks right now, I would be able to step on stage. I've spoke to Samika about it, and we both agree. I'm able to step on stage, early spring and be super competitive with the athletes. And, I don't half-ass things. We're going all out. And so I'm super amped. I'm excited about the future, and I'm gonna push to be able to qualify for that, Olympia Masters. So we'll see.
Well, we have a comment from my man KL. He says, good luck on bodybuilding. Hope you do well. Also, he says this, he says, your dog is a hater distracting you from us.
Yes.
Also, this is like I said, that's all right. That's all right. It happens, especially if you have any pets. Well, I'm gonna show y'all a video. It's the video from when she got her, pro card. And y'all want to watch it. This is where she really was just really, my heart goes out to her. It was tough, and you worked hard and you got it. So here it is.
Patrick Fulgham here at the Masters USA's in beautiful Orange County, California, with our newest IFBB Pro Samatha Wray, heavyweight bodybuilding champion. Flew all the way out here from Mississippi. She's not even done yet. She still has physique and figure to come, and the hope is to win another pro card. Tell us how you're feeling, flying all the way here from Mississippi, just herself. Give it to us.
Yes, it's been an amazing day, the funnest competition ever. I feel so well this prep. It's went so well. God has blessed me, and glory be to God. And I have so many people to thank. I can't even start. I have absolutely loved this. I love bodybuilding, and this is not the last you see of me. I'll be on Olympia stage within 3 years.
I love that. I love that. Spoken like a true champion. Victorious you are. We're gunning for this again. You got 2 more opportunities to earn another pro card. Before the interview, she already told me she was coming home with another one, right?
At least 2.
At least 2. At least 2. Well, you got 3 chances at it. Again, Samatha Wray, we're so proud of you. Congratulations once again. Our newest IFBB Pro here in beautiful Orange County, California. Samatha Wray, new IFBB Pro. Congratulations. Commend you on a job well done. It's almost time for you to get back on that stage. So, again, Patrick Fulgham, Samatha Wray, Muscle Contest, signing off.
Now, what was that feeling like for you when they told you were now officially?
Things happen so quickly. Like, I got off stage and immediately they're like, interview, and knowing that I still have physique and figure, and it was just like, it was a whirlwind. It was a beautiful experience. I'm so thankful, super, super thankful. But, to be able to step on stage, win overall with the bodybuilding, and to be able to place first, in my class as far as physique and figure, it's just a beautiful feeling. Like it was a beautiful experience. I'm so thankful. Muscle Contest, they put on an amazing show, and it's just, I love, they have a seamless, they have it down to an art. They're how they do things and run things, and I think next year they're doing it at Vegas. They said, so that's cool.
I know a while back they did a show in Anaheim, and a friend of mine, she competed there. It was the Titan Grand Prix. I don't know if it's going to have it on the, because I'm hearing that it may not have the list next year. I hope they do, because especially for women's bodybuilding, there's so few shows, so few opportunities, and even physique again, few opportunities. Like, as you know, if you saw the list, some shows for women's physique got dropped. Legions, Legions dropped it. I interviewed a lady, Sergeant Yvonne Pennington, the day before she got a pro card. My brother, he does my live stream when he's IFBB Pro. My big brother, Mr. Big Keith Williams, he was there. He hadn't competed for 2 years. Man went through accidents, stuff like that. Came back, did pretty good. He's qualified for the, I believe, Masters Olympia also. He did there. Shot my big brother, Mr. Big Keith Williams. He's a partner in my podcast. And also, the St. Louis Pro, a lady also interviewed, Marika Jones. She was the last competitor. And they just announced, that the Triple O Dynasty, and that was supposed to be a FU to Arnold because of him kicking out physique and figure and women's bodybuilding from the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic.
Yeah, and the Triple Dynasty, it doesn't have a physique, right? It's just yeah.
It's figure women's bodybuilding because I think Sid, that's her, Andrea, and Whitney Jones promote that, and they had it last year. I mean, not last, this year. I think because they had, Natalia Quayle was one of the sponsors for the women's physique division, but I think because they don't have a sponsor, but that might change. All because they all need is somebody to sponsor, and that's the thing. The tough part about it, especially it seems like there's a lot of pushback. I think, as I said again, I'm not too much a fan of bikini or wellness. They're the TNA divisions, tits and ats. I think they get a lot more attention compared to you women in figure, physique, bodybuilding, even fitness, even has fewer shows.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely need some more opportunities, and hopefully that's going to come. I'm hopeful, and bodybuilding is ever evolving, and you see, and splitting up different divisions and creating different opportunities. I'm hopeful that they'll be able to, us to get the support that we need from, viewers and fans to be able to have more opportunities. And then, your sponsors will step in gladly because, it's marketing, it's a business, and we have to, put ourselves out there and maybe create some opportunities for ourselves sometimes too, but hopefully.
That's the thing, the opportunities are there, but it's hard because society does not view women like yourself as appealing or attractive. Like, my other guy says like this, says, you ladies are beautiful. But I think, the everyday person doesn't understand body, but it's not as mainstream. I mean, you see, sports like cornhole, there's pillow fighting, there's we're talking about even there's a sport called skipping rocks. I mean, it's crazy.
And the sacrifices, like you've mentioned before, the sacrifices, especially as female, not to say the males don't, but the sacrifices that we make, to be where we are in this, bodybuilding. People don't understand the depths of sacrifice that we have on a daily basis to look the way we look, to perform the way we do, and to be able to step on stage in the physique that we present. It's a science, our world is, and if you're not in it, it's hard to kind of understand, oh crap, that does take a lot of commitment and perseverance through some tough things and tough choices, making those great choices every day. Financially, we can't even go there because that's a tough one for sure, 100%, especially without sponsors and things like that. So, and time away from your family, because especially during prep, we don't get to spend a lot of time because, we're still required to, work and make money to pay for that. And the rest of our responsibilities, mom, grandma, sole provider. And so it's a lot. It's a lot.
Because this is a sport it can affect you mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, because there's so much involved in it. Not just the lifting weights. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent. You have to be determined, and you have to be committed. And you have this discipline. Sometimes motivation is not enough. You have to have true discipline to love this sport. Here we got a comment from a man. K. Ellie says, when a woman bodybuilder loves leg day, it's a beautiful thing because they look good, wear a dress, a tight that he says, he says, God is good all the time. Also, he says, not a fan of hospitals, but I condemn your for your profession, and also Are you going to grow more? You seem tall. I don't know. Maybe it's the screen. So how tall are you?
So I'm 5'9",
Um, I
and 5'9", and I stepped on stage 158.5.
Yeah, I just interviewed a lady a couple of days ago. Her name is the lovely Mrs. Christina, Pardee. She's also like yourself. She's a nurse. She's 5'9", and women like yourself. It's hard to put on that size compared to more of the smaller, more petite girls. Like this picture here. This is my friend Tina. Tina, she's 5'9", and she competes in women's bodybuilding.
Look at those legs.
And yeah,
Smoked.
yeah. And she's working with Melly Specco, that's a trainer and a good friend of hers. And you're working with someone like Shamika. I really see there's a lot of you ladies have a lot in common. Even though you're different divisions, you share some strong commonalities, especially as a competitor.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to look her up and get in contact with her. That's great. Her legs look amazing. That's one of my things I'm working on, getting that lateral head, a little more mass there. It's definitely on my list
Yeah.
of things to
Well,
improve.
if you want, I'll send you her link. Well, you know what? I might ask her if I can send her number because sometimes she's not on YouTube. She has an IG account. You can check it out. But I might call her later, see if I can send you a number. Y'all can talk, and maybe y'all can, get something because she lives in Kansas. It's not too far from you. You're Mississippi, so
Right.
that's not too far. I mean, and it's great when I get to talk to you ladies and hear your stories and share your thoughts. And one thing I often like to ask you ladies, like, when you're hungry and you're starving, where's that thing that be calling you, Samantha? Where's that thing that be calling your name?
Weakness, and I have this obsession with chips and icing. It's like Ruffles with like that really sweet birthday cake icing that's on the little kid's birthday cake. You scoop up that icing and you eat it from that chip, baby. Ain't nothing. So yeah, that's my go-to. You'll see some of my photos like after a show. My friend Rebecca, she bought me, no word of a lie, 3 pounds of like Kroger and this huge bag of chips. And that was gone. My kids did partake as well, but it was gone in 3 days. We ate 3 pounds of icing like after my show. It was, oh my gosh, it was crazy, but it's so good. That salty sweet, you'll have to try it.
I don't know. I know that's kind of I'm thinking about it. Yeah. I'm a fat man. I like some things too, but then I don't know. That fat be a little bit.
Look, and you see people like they'll do like Frosties with dip their fries in it. So it's kind of the same concept, although I don't really like that. But that salty sweet, it's the salty sweet. Baby, good stuff.
One thing I used to love was I used to take, I still do it. I used to take my French fries and put in my burger and eat my burger.
Oh yeah,
You might as well, it's going all down the same place. So might same the time.
And
Yeah.
then take lunch meat, put our chips in there. I did that.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
This is from my man Russ G. He's laughing at us. Funny Russ G. Yeah. And and like I said, this, when doing this content and talking to ladies, I learn a lot from this. This is a journey. I started this as a fanboy. I'm gonna admit my crime, Samantha. I'm a muscle purse smile. But I learned some stuff from watching ladies, talking with you ladies, and people don't understand. When we see you on the stage, we see these amazing bodies, these ripped, shredded, vascular, but don't understand what took you to get there. The diet, you're dehydrated, you're tired, and there's so much to it. What would you tell somebody who want to get into sport? What advice would you give, especially a woman or anybody?
Get connected with someone who is wise and is going to think about you and your health, and just being able to communicate, connect with your coach and your trainer, your prep coach. Well, just be comfortable with them. If you don't feel comfortable expressing yourself about how you're feeling, you may want to choose someone else. Just being able to say, hey, to feel free and open to call them up and say, hey, Samika, I called her one day and I was like, she made a change to my diet, and I was like, Samika, I'm sick of shit. Like, my head is killing me. I can't function. Like, this is a problem. And so she immediately, I mean, she's there for me, you know, and she made changes and got me feeling better. And that actually helped us prepare for my prep better. And so being able to feel comfortable with your coach and to be open and honest with them 100%. That's the key. That's the key there.
And that's good to have a good relationship with your coach, because sometimes you just can't. Everybody's different,
Yeah.
and what works for one competitor may not work for another. You can't do a cookie cutter plan. Like if you're a
Right.
guy who's training men's bodybuilder, you can't give the same plan for a woman who's figure. If you're a guy who's training men's classic, you can't do the same plan for who's maybe a bikini competitor. You have to work with, especially with genetics. Women, you are different from men, because this is why I said this. Men, our purpose of life is to breed, battle, and die. That's it. Y'all women, y'all are nurturers. You take care of our families. You raise our children, you know. And like I said, again, you're changing the aspects where people feel like it's not considered very feminine being in a sport. Yeah. So, folks, what we're gonna do is I follow hardcore female bodybuilding. Claudio, he's from Italy, and he does content also on bodybuilding, does interviews also. And Claudio made a video, and I saw this video this early afternoon. I said, you know what? I asked Claudio, can I play it on my IG? Say on my interview. He said, yeah. He says, cool. Okay, I appreciate it. So here's the video that Claudio made for Samantha. It's really cool. You know, I sent it to her. You know, one thing, he misspelled a name. She don't have an N in her name like some people with Samantha. It's just no N. So, but
That's
you know, he might really correct it later on. So we're gonna play the video here with Claudio. That was pretty cool. I shout out to Claudio. You know, he really put some work into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So man, Russ, she says, impressive. It was, even at the end he had UFC gloves on you, so and the boxing,
You got to see
yeah,
those hands a little bit.
yeah. Did you get to watch the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight?
I didn't. I didn't. I had to work.
I would say no, it wasn't be worth it. I think the better fight was Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, actually undercard. Mike Tyson fight. I think maybe with me being growing up watching Mike Tyson, Mike think I just want to fight. It's one thing that Mike Tyson go with, but I know he's an old man, but still, just a little bit. He should. There's some points where he should have knocked that boy out. I'm just. But that's just me.
Yeah, my youngest daughter, she's a boxer. She's amazing. She's way better than me. And she watched the fight and she says, "Mom, I think he just threw it. Like, I think it was, it was rigged." And I was like, "Okay, baby." I didn't get to watch it, so I don't know. But I think it's comical how she was just like, "Oh, Mom, it was set up, man."
Yeah, and I think you being who you are, you pass on something to your children. You think, your daughter being a boxer, would you think your children might be interested in being bodybuilders?
None of them are interested, although they're athletic. They definitely, are very active and they do their, weight training and cardio and things like that. But as far as for bodybuilding, they haven't tapped into that, but they definitely have the physique to do so. So great. They have great genetics on their dad's side and my side. So hopefully, I just want them to find, and this is what I tell people I talk to all the time too, just find something you love. Like, it doesn't have to be bodybuilding or, long distance running or whatever your passion is, because that's what's going to keep you going. Like, if you give zero craps about bodybuilding, how successful are you going to be at it? Are you really going to be disciplined? Are you going to do the hard things? No, probably not. But if you have this passion, this fire for whatever it is, then you're going to pour into it. I literally wake up thinking about bodybuilding, decisions I'm making through the day. I'm like, how is this going to affect how I'm going to perform, what I'm going to look like on stage? Like, especially close to time, going on stage time, I'm like, how is this going to affect, what I'm going to look on stage? If I do, we have to push machines through the hospital and things like that. I'm making sure I'm keeping myself free from injury. And, if I'm having to push it a certain way, I know, oh, hey, I'm working my hands pretty good with that, because our equipment's huge. We're like pushing with this huge piece of equipment and pulling the other piece of huge equipment, plus all of our jazz supplies. So, everything that I'm doing is about bodybuilding, and that's what we got to find. Whatever your passion is, pour into that, and you're going to be successful. So that's what I encourage people. I encourage that for my children, and I hope I'm setting a great example for them to be able to say, you know what, Mom, she did it. She worked her tail off, and she's making it happen. And I hope they never give up on their dreams. I don't care if they're 47, 97, 107. Keep pushing. Whatever your goal is, you can do it.
That's a good thing that you, especially for children, and it's good that you have support of your family, your friends, and the kids, whatever they want to do in life, as a mother, you're always going to be proud of them. Do what you feel like you want to do, and sometimes, like I said again, there's a lot to the sport. There's a lot of things that you have to do. And then I know at your job say, hey, I don't feel like picking that up. Let Sam do it.
Hey, come help me turn this patient. Help me move this patient. Yeah, that's me.
Yes, so she's strong. We just get her.
So I think what's cool about being able to have my children is, like, even before I was a bodybuilder, of course, like I've talked to you about being an athlete. I have this cool little picture, and I'll try to find it and post it on Instagram. But it's like myself, our family is on the floor doing our push-ups. The baby, she's like maybe 2 months old, doing her tummy time, and the rest of us are pushing out some push-ups. So it's something that we've done as a family their entire life, and I love to be able to see them as adults and young adults making decisions that are, hey, very healthy and to where sets them up for success in life as far as mentally, emotionally, physically. You know, it working out, bodybuilding, whatever you're choosing to do is not just about aesthetics and how you look. It changes your entire life. It makes you better mentally, emotionally, physically, and you know, it prevents us from injury. There's so many benefits. It's like this beautiful medicine that everybody kind of don't really do, you know. Not many people do, but you know, especially as Americans, you know, we're lackadaisical nowadays. Like we sit a lot of our you know, jobs are sitting behind a desk or something like that. It's not as active as they were way back in the day when they were like, you know, out on the farms and stuff like that. But you know, us to be able to keep being active and making healthy choices with our foods. And you know, also I teach my children, you know, what you fuel yourself is not just what you eat, it's what you see, what you allow yourself to see and hear. So making sure you're filtering those things that are coming in, because you don't want any you try to weed out this toxic crap, you know, and put in things that are good, positive, encouraging, uplifting, you know, because your mind is so powerful, so very powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying my family was sharecroppers. You know, my mother, my father, my grandfather, you know, on generations. I did a little bit when I was younger. I used to hold 2 jobs at one point. You know, I was working at a gas station when I was 16, working at a textile factory. I was working here and there. I even had a job working in a gentleman's club. And, you know, but, you know, yeah, but now I really gave my way because I was taking care of my mom, and taking care of her was just so much. And food was a comfort. But now she's gone, and I don't have that responsibility. Now it's time for me to take care of myself. At one point, I was almost 500 pounds. I'm right now right under 400. And it took me a long time to make some changes. I'm not going to be perfect because I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. You know, every now and then I like to have something like, you know, a little naughty every now and then, but I try to make good choices. The thing is about it, people want an easy way to do things. There's no easy anything. You know, nothing is, especially younger people. They're like everything hot, fresh, and ready. But you have to follow consistency with a diet. You have to be determined. You have to make those changes. It's so hard because some people are set in their ways. And you know, food is both, as a bodybuilder, it's a weapon and a tool. You just don't eat anything. You have to eat the right things. And you know, even though you eat a lot, it's still that you're burning a lot of fuel. You're working out, you're training, you're doing cardio, you lifting weights. And especially myself, just like I say, an everyday woman, if I lift 10 pounds, I'm going to be Ronnie Coleman. No, you're not. You have to be, you can't do what you do unless you are consistent and you are, you know, just follow your routine.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, food is fuel. We use it, like you were talking about, for comfort. And don't get me wrong, I'm human. There's times where I'm deep in my feelings and I'm like, I would love some ice cream because, you know, again, sweets is my thing, y'all. But, you know, stepping outside of that, having control and knowing yourself, being aware. I know that sweets is my weakness. So I choose not to do that. Like, I have to completely not do sweets, anything sweets. Of course, not in prep in general, but you know, there's times where off season I'll allow myself to have some, but I'm an extremist by nature. I'm gonna eat the whole dang cake, or I'm not gonna eat any. Like I'm a crazy person like that. So I have to have, like, if I buy a cake, it's gonna be a slice of cake because I know myself. I'm gonna be stupid. I'm just gonna be irrational with it. So again, it's one extreme or the other. I'm gonna go all out, or I ain't gonna do anything. And so I just gotta. But I teach my children everything in my world as a bodybuilder is different than everyday world. And I want them to know that, you know, everything in moderation. They know how to moderate. They're a little bit more even keel than me because I'm, again, an extremist. But you know, so yeah, I don't want them to see food as good or bad. I want them to see food as fuel. And yes, you know, I can choose to have this, but just be reasonable about it.
Yeah, it's about making the right choices. And sometimes, temptation is a thing. I mean, I love sweets too. I'm pre-diabetic. I gotta be careful. I just had I gotta go tomorrow see my because I have a pacemaker. I gotta go see my get it tested. I had it for 10 years, and I'm doing this, making these healthy choices in my life has helped me a lot better. Some things I still have to work on. And the thing is, I'm not gonna be perfect. No one is.
Right.
But it's a process, just like being a bodybuilder. It's a process. And often people tell me, trust the process, but you don't trust it. You understand it, understand what's involved in it. And then when you understand it, then you fully trust it. You don't go in something all in. Here we got a comment from a man, Russ. He says, I'm a sucker for Krispy Kreme and Reese's peanut butter cups.
The
I like
Reese's
Snickers.
buttercups and put them in the freezer where they were super cold. Yes, he's speaking my language.
I personally, I love those little Debbie donut sticks. I don't, you buy the single, it tastes good, but you buy them in the box, it tastes a lot better. I might buy a box every once a week or twice a week. I know it's just sometimes it's like my man Pookie New Jack City be calling my name, man. He's calling my name. He's calling my name.
I've never even tried those. I'll have to try those at some point.
That's just one thing. Just when you just like when you're on, if Shamika give you a cheat meal and you want to cheat a little bit,